Yo, what's up, GG Nation, GG Legion? Your fella again, Straussman, the GG, again with Chad, bringing you our special podcast today of Golden God and Friends, episode 14. So, no anime time. I know he has Yu Yu Hakusho on, but no anime time again. Sorry. We will do anime time pretty soon.
Actually, we had to switch up our topic. We were having a discussion last night, and a little bit of a,
talking some shonen
overflow from the shonen chat.
We're talking some shonen.
We decided to change up which story we're going to do next, so expect anime time probably mid next week.
Yeah, we'll definitely get it back to you. But we wanted to talk about, we got this to you a little later, but we wanted to talk about post VGAs and PlayStation experience.
Sure, not that late.
But it's a week. We got time to digest it.
Time to digest it.
Yeah, time to digest it. Think about it. What you want to talk about.
Look at all the games that weren't
shown,
advertised.
Yeah, weren't actually shown.
Yeah.
But we really appreciate you guys. Shout out to you guys. So much love that's been put on the channel. I think we have over 400 views on a reaction vid of Game of the Year, which is right behind us.
All because of the kitties.
It's about the cats for sure. About the pussy. You know how Chad loves pussy, right?
I wouldn't say that out loud. All right, yeah. We'll stick with it.
We'll roll with it. We're rolling
with it.
But it's funny. That was very funny. But we're going to talk about PlayStation experience, post PlayStation experience, and post Video Game Awards. Let's start with Video Game Awards. Was this the best show, best Video Game Awards ever?
It was better than the one I seen previously, which was the year before's.
2016.
Slightly more entertaining, I guess you could say. Depending on how you want to see it. He's going to talk about how he's a little upset that certain awards weren't more upfront,
I think,
or didn't get acknowledged as.
I understand what you were saying off camera, but I think some of those need more spotlight.
No, I agree with you. I kind of wish that, especially because it seemed like the games that were winning the awards were the same ones over and over again. So you saw the Zelda guys on stage a lot. You saw the Cuphead guys on stage a lot.
Yeah, I got no issue.
I have no issue with that. You guys won the awards. You got great video games. I mean, you deserve to be up there.
I think those are great, but I just
like everybody else, everybody wants to see the Persona. Atlas should have been up there. I mean, the Nier guys weren't here.
They were gone. Yeah. But the Atlas dudes were there. Like, at least Atlas USA was there. Not Atlas Japan, I don't think. But
same thing with the Gorilla guys.
Yeah.
The Gorilla guys were there the whole time. I don't think Horizon won anything.
No.
I still went back.
I'm shocked it walked away with nothing.
I mean,
but obviously
that's because of this piece of POS behind me.
I don't know. I think Breath of the Wild definitely did. I thought it was down to that and
I thought it should
Horizon, but it's no. I just think I understand the show itself and what we were talking about. What he said off cameras. The thing is, a lot of the awards were said off camera, and Jeff Keighley announced
just glossed over really quick.
They were just glossed over, and I think some of them need to be taken a little more seriously. Like even Super Mario Odyssey, the award it won, it was just glossed over. Oh yeah, like little golf claps, nothing. Like Persona got JRPG of the year. I think it deserves some.
They didn't have time for it because especially. When they announced,
it was a long show.
When they announced the Persona and Super Mario, and when all, I think there was 4 awards he announced right there at that point in time, and then he immediately hopped into wasn't it the From Software trailer?
Yeah, which was pretty cool.
So even though he just announced these 4 awards, no one even had time to even congratulate anybody.
No digest.
Because everybody's like, oh my god, what is this on my freaking screen right now?
But back to the original question. Is this the best VGAs ever? I think it's one of the best for sure. I mean, it was epic. It was almost better than most trade shows this year. Trailer-wise, at least announcement and heights. They really brought some good announcements.
A lot of good games that were shown.
A lot of great things were shown. A lot of great award winners. A lot of great... Jeff Keighley just did a really good job really respecting everything. I wish they could take out more of the commercials, but I understand it. Like you said, they need that. They need the ad revenue. They need all that.
Well, people shouldn't complain because,
the
fact that it's live online, which kind of sucks because it probably won't be live online next year. But you have to make some money back initially anyways. And so you let PlayStation run a few ads. You let Oculus run a few ads.
Yeah.
So it's all gaming stuff anyways. It's not like we were sitting there watching an ad for Viagra or something like that, like we do during football games now,
That'd be funny. Viagra. Get your game on.
So, dude, how many times do you see a Viagra or some kind of like medicine commercial during any kind of TV now? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, even like you said, even during a sporting event, you see a lot of that stuff.
No more beer commercials. It's all about pills.
About pills, man. Make you feel better.
Not necessarily. Anyways. But no, I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed the amount of trailers and the amount of games they showed off. I liked the little teases being there. Because, like, that's the other thing. Like,
we watched it live, by the way.
Yeah, there's a lot of
reaction.
Like, just to have everyone share that experience live and not know what the hell is going on with From Software was probably...
Even still to this day, no one
people
knows.
are still talking about, like, oh, is it Bloodborne 2? Is it Tenchu? Like, nah, man, it ain't no Tenchu.
So what was your favorite award for the night? Like, what was your best... What was the best highlight for you that night?
It was probably... It was probably Persona winning JRPG.
Yeah.
Or RPG, excuse me. The biggest
RPG
surprise for me for the night was Nier winning the soundtrack.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised Nier winning that. But not just... That game's fantastic, by the way. Nier Automata is amazing. Or Automata? Automata?
For what it is and how many people have played it and how many people still don't know about it. It's one of the top 10, not top 10, one of the top 5 games probably of the year. Easily.
Yeah, it probably is. It's probably in the top 5.
It is a big year. I mean, there's a lot of games that came out this year, so that's like really pushing it.
I know we always say it every year, but man, every year it seems to get better and better.
Well,
this year was amazing.
This year was over the top.
This year was just nuts.
They went straight Sylvester Stallone on us and just went over the top.
First Blood.
It's good. I liked it.
I liked it a lot. I'd say that the best highlight for me, best award, I would probably say JRPG or RPG as well.
Of course,
but
it's the only one that is it's the only thing Persona took away from the whole show.
Yeah, but like,
which by the way, they didn't do justice to the soundtrack while they were playing it during the opening.
Yeah, with the live performance of Persona, it could have been better. It could have been a lot better for sure. I'd say the coolest one I thought though was, I think it was best voice actress and the Setsuna girl.
You keep
butchering Hellblade.
this.
The Hellblade girl. She's not even a voice actress.
That game right, bro.
She's not even a voice actress, and she won best.
She's not even an actress.
She
herself is a game designer, and they kind of threw her into the game, and they were like, "Yeah, you got to do this."
Yeah, and she ended up winning. She beat out Laura Bailey, a whole bunch of people. I thought they were going to give it to Ashley Birch for Horizon. I thought that would be like the one award Horizon would win. A shock that it didn't, win anything at all. But before we continue topics, a lot of you asked me like how I felt about Persona 5 not winning Game of the Year. And honestly, I'm not hurt or anything at all. I love Persona 5.
Be honest, bro. You were heartbroken.
It's one of my favorite games. Like, I don't need super approval of it. Like, it would have been amazing if it won. Don't get me wrong. Like, but winning best I keep saying JRPG, but winning best RPG was fantastic. All the games
didn't have competition.
Yeah. But
its only competition was 15, and we're not even going to talk about that.
But no, what the point I was getting at is I don't like I know a lot of people have this mindset like if things don't win awards, they're not good games. You can't play them and stuff like that. No, like all these games are amazing.
Yeah, they were all worthy of the reward. That's why they were all nominated.
Yes, like go play these games. Go buy these games. Go buy Persona 5. Go enjoy it.
Go buy the games you want to play. You don't have to buy all the games. Just go buy the ones you want to play.
No. But give things a shot. Like like I know a lot of people, if Persona 5 won Game of the Year, a lot more people probably would pick it up. But go give it a shot.
Oh, for sure.
Go give it a shot. Go try it out.
More recognition. Anybody wants to play.
Like, I agree with you. Definitely buy the games you want to play, for sure. But some of these should have got you outside your comfort zone a little bit and give it a shot. And
the only one that, I mean, think about what you just said. The only game that came out that would get people out of their comfort zones would be Persona. Maybe Nier. Nier would be a good example.
No, but like I guarantee a lot of people didn't play Hellblade. A lot of people didn't play Edith Finch.
Yeah, but that's, I mean,
some of those games.
Those games aren't like out of comfort zones, though, is what I'm saying. Like, there's still.
I would say for a lot of people,
there's still linear stories. There's still very similar gameplays to most other games that are out.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't played Hellblade, so I couldn't say.
You can't. Well, we can sit here and have this argument, but
not an argument.
What else came out in the last year that was turn-based? Or in the past, like, 4 years, you know? Like, that's
a very good question.
There's the turn-based fighting games, like, that's getting people out of their comfort zone.
You mean RPGs?
Well, any games.
Like,
any turn-based strategy games, right, it could be RTS game, it doesn't matter.
Cyber Sleuth.
But
that was this year, I think. Or was it last year? I think it was this year. I think Cyber Sleuth... No, it was last year.
That's your game, bro.
That was last year because Next World was this year. Yeah, see?
But yeah, like, and Nier throws you so many different game styles that it's hard not to throw you out of your comfort zone. Because, like, even if one part, oh yeah, I'm comfortable with this, then you're in, like, this little shooter bullet storm kind of game, and then that throws most people out of their comfort zone.
But they do it well, though. Like, it's not... Oh, yeah. Like, that game is very well made. Like, when I played that demo, I knew that game I wanted day one. Like, it was fantastic. But I like, definitely, like, give some of these games a try. Like, I don't feel like you shouldn't. Like, some of these games winning were a big surprise for a lot of people's eyes. And I feel like you should get outside your comfort zone a little bit. Try Persona. Try Hellblade. Try, Edith Finch. I need to try Edith Finch and Hellblade, personally.
I don't want to try Edith Finch. I'm interested in Hellblade, though.
Hellblade looks fantastic. And it's amazing with a small development team. Cuphead. Like, if you got an Xbox One and you're wondering what to play, get Cuphead. It won a couple of awards. It's fantastic. What was your... What was your favorite announcement? Of all the trailers and everything.
I mean, that's a joke. That's not even a question to ask. It's obviously the From Software
game. What do you think it is, though, personally?
I have no idea. I really hope it's something new. If it's not Bloodborne 2, it's going to be something new. And if it's something remade of something that they did way back in the day, it's not Tenchu. Get that out of your skulls right now. There's no way, like,
They own, by the way, they do own Tenchu.
Yeah, they own a lot of games, trust me.
They own the IP for Tenchu.
But it literally, like, Tenchu doesn't have that gory side to it.
I disagree. If you ever play the original, there's decapitation and
well,
limbs.
yeah, but not to, you're not seeing skeletons walk around with winches.
I think you mean horror side. I think that's what you meant to say.
No, because
there's gore in Bloodborne, but it's not like severe.
What you saw on in that teaser.
You're just talking about that teaser.
Yeah,
to me it looked like Bloodborne.
Yeah, it looked more like Bloodborne than it did anything else.
It looked like Bloodborne to me personally.
Also, to me, in my eyes, there's too many Asian themes in it for it to be Bloodborne unless it moved away from the European style, which would be a little difficult to do for a series that's so, planted in, like, medieval style gameplay, medieval style.
Yeah, very, like you said, very gothic European.
It's very gothic. That's a good, perfect word for it.
Very gothic European style for sure. I think personally it's Bloodborne 2, but they are trolling you a little bit because Shadows Die Twice is a Tenchu line.
It has nothing to do with Tenchu. People need to get the Tenchu thing out of your brain. If it is Tenchu at the end of the day, when we figure it out at next PSX next year,
I think we'll see E3.
You can go ahead and shame me for it.
I think we might see it earlier.
No, you won't see it. That's a joke. It's From Software. You're not going to see anything from them until the next PSX.
I don't think it'll be that long. I think it'll be some Japanese event.
okay. The only reason why I don't think it's Bloodborne is because if it was Bloodborne, it would have been at PSX and not the VGAs. The fact that it was at the VGAs means Sony might not have its stamp on it. So
maybe.
if that's the case, it's more than likely going to be a new IP.
Didn't they say it was...
No PS4 anything came up after that trailer. It was just From Software. You got the musical bullshit in the background, the bone wenching itself, and then that's it. Trailer cut.
Yeah, it was
nothing
like a
else.
20-second
and then
trailer.
it said literally From Software, and that's all you got.
To me,
You
I
didn't
think
get
it's
any
Bloodborne.
PlayStation logos. No. Like I said, if it was Bloodborne, PlayStation would have marked it. For sure. There's no way they wouldn't have.
I think you're jumping to conclusions a little bit. I just think it's...
Why would PlayStation let From Software do that, though?
I have to rewatch it, because I don't know if Jeff Keighley said this is a trailer from PlayStation from Software or something. I think it just said... I think it was just From Software.
He just said it's a trailer from Software.
But most people know From Software from PlayStation or Dark Souls, really.
Dark Souls can be played on Xbox.
Yes, it was. It was. You know, it was the original.
It's only Bloodborne. That's only exclusive to PlayStation.
I still think there's going to be a Demon Souls remake or remaster.
But yeah, there is.
I still think that's going to happen.
That's not what we're watching there.
No. But I think that's Bloodborne 2, personally.
I don't think it is. I really hope it's a new IP. That'd be way better than Bloodborne 2.
That would be pretty cool if it was new.
First of all, there's new stuff coming out in Bloodborne already. Like, people are finding shit that they've never seen before.
It was funny. There's been a monster in the game for 2 years.
You think they're making a new game and they're still technically rolling out stuff that was in...
Dude, I don't think they intended for that monster to be hidden for 2 years.
No.
I think these people didn't notice.
Said it. I think they came out, or it might not have been From Software themselves, but the creator of the monster? It had been coded in the game and then taken out and then re-added.
Yeah.
Like, or activated or whatever.
Yeah. So it was like hibernating.
How many more monsters do they have in this game that just need to be, let's go ahead and unlock this now?
I don't think...
Because that's what that Chalice Dungeon thing is, supposedly.
Yeah.
It's just like an endless thing. You just go back in
Yeah, I
and
played Bloodborne. I played a lot of it. It was really good. It was a fantastic game. To me, they definitely want a number 2 for that game.
Oh,
they
will
definitely...
be. That doesn't mean that this is it, though.
No. But for me, like, From Software, even with the Tenchu thing, it'd be cool, personally, as a Tenchu fan.
Slide away from the Tenchu thing, because... The only thing I think...
Let me dream, Chad. Let me have Tenchu come back.
People are clinging to the Tenchu thing because of the shadow line.
Yeah,
and because of the Asian theme that this trailer or this teaser had.
I think they're just personally playing with you with that. I don't think...
no way. No.
I don't...
Well,
I think the Tenchu thing's a
though?
troll. I think the Tenchu thing's a troll.
Well, of course.
I think that line is just to make you think Tenchu.
Because even the real people digging real deep and saying that it could be like a remake of Shadow Tower or anything like that. Like,
people can dream, Chad.
I mean, people dream all you want, but...
People can dream, bro. Let them dream.
You know what I want? You know what my dream is? A new IP.
That'd be cool. That's always possible. You never know. A
more refined version of Neo? More Bloodborne style?
I think...
that'd be tight.
I want to see more of Ghost of Tsushima before...
I don't think that game's going to play anywhere near what like Neo played or how any From Software game plays.
That's what I want to say. I want to see what that game plays like before we want like another ninja type Neo game.
You can give me as many ninja games as you want, bro. We don't have enough of them as it is.
Like Neo was
Samurais,
fantastic.
ninjas, I don't care. Give them to me.
That was a fantastic Souls type game, Soul types experience. So I just find it hard because of Neo being out that some From Software will just jump to that. Would jump to a ninja type Souls game, but maybe they do. Maybe they do a Tenchu type game like that. So. Like, I think it could be interesting.
Why wouldn't the company that makes great games like that take advantage of that genre? Especially since they haven't yet anyways.
Just because of, Neo does it so well already. Like...
Yeah, but...
Like, what can it really improve?
Even if Neo does it well, Bloodborne or Souls does it better.
Yeah, but...
Like, people will make that argument with you, and you...
I agree.
We're making a stretch even comparing Neo to the Bloodborne or Dark Souls, because
I think
even though it's Souls-esque, it's not Souls.
I think it's
not
each your
Bloodborne.
own. It's like what you prefer. Do you prefer ninjas or you prefer gothic European monsters?
Well, I mean, even like the fighting in it and everything else it's a little different.
A little bit. It kind of plays like Ninja Gaiden a little bit because it's like the Ninja Team Ninja Team.
Team Ninja.
So it's interesting. Like I played I like Neo. It's another one of those games I want to pick up. But I agree with you. I can definitely see the argument for sure of people saying Bloodborne, Dark Souls is better. But I mean, it's each your own. Like it's whatever you prefer. Mm-hmm. It's like whatever setting and whatever style. Do you prefer more Japanese style? Even though they're both made by Japanese people or teams, Japanese teams. For me, the best announcement for me personally, and I was very excited, and I'm glad we got one of the big ones, and it was Soul Calibur 6 for me. I was very excited for it to come back. And we could talk a little bit more about it because there was a new PlayStation Experience trailer that showed a lot more.
We'll probably talk about it in the next segment.
Yeah, in the PlayStation Experience segment. Well, we'll talk about that. But for me, that was one of the highlights of the night.
Well, the fact...
Soul Calibur 6 exists.
Just the fact that Harada-san came out in a... all dressed up. That alone was worth it, you know?
It was cool. Harada's funny, man. Harada's funny. And Tekken 7's doing really well. But that was, like, the coolest announcement. What was, like, the worst announcement, dude? Did you have, like, a worst announcement or anything that you could remember off your top of the head? It's been a while. It's been a week.
No, this was the PSX one I'm thinking about.
Okay.
I off the top of my head, I can't really think of too many bad announcements or trailers or teasers.
Most of that was in the prequel show.
Yeah.
Most of it was in the prequel
Another
show.
one I want to give a nod to though before you start bashing some.
Yeah.
I'm not in the Valley of Gods, bro. The Campo Santo game. That looked really good.
I don't know. I don't remember it.
Yeah, because you weren't paying attention.
I probably wasn't paying attention. I was probably hyped. Was that after Soul Calibur?
No, I think it was before Soul Calibur.
But it was after the From Software trailer?
I believe it was in the middle. It was the long one. The one where they were in Egypt.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Campo
with
Santo
the camel
game, bro.
Yeah, with the camel and everything.
Yeah.
It looked interesting. It looked interesting.
I guess they came out and said a little more about it at PSX.
They probably did.
Or someone, I might have watched something where someone asked somebody about it at the VGAs. I can't remember.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a long ways out from what I understand, but it's supposed to be just like a Firewatch that they made, Campo Santo?
They might have. That team...
I can't remember. I think
Firewatch is amazing. It is an amazing game, by the way. I can't forget this announcement. This is one of my highlights, too.
You're way too ahead of yourself, bro.
Bayonetta 1 and 2 coming to the Switch, but I was hoping eventually. But Bayo 3, also shock announcement. Very excited. That's one of my major highlights. That and Soul Calibur 6 and the From Software, those three alone for me made that night. Like, announcement-wise. Like, I was like, wow. I was blown away. I was expecting a Bayo 3 eventually because Hideki's been teasing it for ever, but I was not expecting it at the VGAs. Happy to see 1 and 2 put on the Switch. Coming out really soon, I think February. Perfect Valentine's gift for your boy, the Strauss man. You know, Bayo booty. It's great.
Valentine's gift.
Bayo booty.
People used to get chocolates and flowers, but Levi wants Bayonetta.
Yeah, I want the Climax edition too, the special edition.
Yeah. Of course you do. It's so funny.
But that's one of those three were the highlights for me personally. I'm so happy Soul Calibur 6 is around. Excited to see where that game goes with guest characters and stuff. Excited for Bayo 3. That trailer seemed it was a quick trailer, but it seemed very dark because she looks like she got sliced in half.
There were a lot of little things in that trailer that I don't think a lot of people caught.
You have to slow it down immensely and
when
watch
she shoots the shots and
it forms a heart.
They get stopped too.
Yes,
and it kind of flashes. You see some images behind her. I don't think a lot of people noticed those images.
A lot of people. You're right. You gotta slow. I mean, it's a quick trailer. The From Software trailer even had a lot of detail, but again, you had to slow it down.
You didn't. Not at all, actually.
You're right. It was just that weapon.
When we first saw it, literally, when we first saw it, I thought what was in the background of, like, because obviously you saw the bone.
Yeah, like the bone. It was cool.
What
but if
looked
you
like
slow
a
it down,
winch
it's
device.
cool. It was cool.
But yeah, at first I thought in the background was more of like a map design with like a landscape. And then it did take me a second to realize, like, no, those are carvings, because that's a chisel, like a little chisel next to it that was like stabbed into the wood. And it was just like wood shavings that were up off the Japanese
A lot
strip.
of detail for 20-second trailer, though. Like,
sure.
I mean, if you slow it down, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like,
And
you might
people
say
are
it's not a
ripping
lot going on,
People
but
are
it's a
ripping
lot.
it apart, like, trying to figure out, like, what moved first in the trailer. Like, like people are trying. They're digging.
Yeah, but I think...
It's From Software. They're never going to tell us anything.
We're going to have to wait. Patience is a virtue on that.
Let it cook.
Let it cook. Let it bake. But it seemed like a very Nintendo night.
Oh, for sure.
Like, a lot of big announcements from Nintendo. A lot of cool Sony announcements.
Shadow dropping Zelda's DLC.
Yeah, which we'll talk about maybe in the next segment.
Because why are you just dropping in? Well, I mean, no, that's an announcement, bro.
True, like
that's a shadow drop announcement.
Well, the thing. No, just I've heard a lot of mixed things about that DLC.
Who cares? Who cares?
Heard,
it doesn't matter. You got it that night. You got it shadow dropped.
It was really cool.
We knew it was coming out in December. We just didn't know when.
Yeah, and I figured they would do that. They would do the Sony thing, like, oh hey,
that's an announcement. That's a big deal, especially for a game that just won Game of the Year.
It was really cool. It was really cool. But the DLC itself,
who cares?
Probably not cool. Not probably as cool as I thought it would be, to be honest.
Whatever. It's Zelda.
Zelda's...
Y'all all thought that game was tits to begin with. And I mean, I'm cool with Zelda. I like Zelda games, but to me, Zelda shouldn't be what it is right now. When I think of Zelda, I don't think big open world experience to where I could go do whatever I want. I do kind of think of a more...
story-driven game?
Not necessarily just story-driven, but more... a more driven story rather than you being able to just go.
Well,
and do
to
your
be
thing.
honest, I think that's probably one of the weakest parts to Breath of the Wild. To be honest, is its story a little bit.
Cause I'm sure to an extent the openness hurts it.
Yeah,
and and for some reason this story just doesn't click.
Like, to be honest, there's a reason why I've only put 5 hours into it.
You praise that game a lot, though.
I do. I really do enjoy it, but Xenoblade, how many I got? 68 hours in that game already? Like, story...
And that's
game's open world, too.
What bugs me about it is the fact that you praise it, but you've only played it for 5 hours, and you're not going to revisit it anytime soon because there's just going to be too many good games coming out. Like, you think you're going to finish Xenoblade before Monster Hunter comes out. I guarantee you don't finish Xenoblade before Monster Hunter comes out.
That's mid-January? I think I could.
January 26th is the end of January. You literally have a month. And
I could. Oh, dude, I'm ready on chapter 6.
You got to remember, next Monday is Christmas. This is the end of...
Yeah,
this is the end of December almost.
True, very true. No, I don't want to seem like I'm a huge Zelda fan. I don't want to seem like I'm just a Zelda lover. In the sense of Breath of the Wild, because I only put 5 hours in.
Everybody is, though. Everybody has some kind of passion to the game.
But I'm trying to give it some criticism, but you were trying to shoot me down on it.
I'm shooting you down because I don't think the game's as good as people think it is.
Well, the thing is, I want to give it some criticism, because honestly, DLC 2 is not what I wanted it to be. It was more promised as a story-driven thing, and it really isn't at all. It's still more of the same, and I didn't want that.
And, I mean, I don't know why everybody thought it, or I don't even know why you might have thought it was a story-based driven thing, especially when the actual game isn't really like that.
Well, the thing, that's the bad misconception with Nintendo advertising a little, because they said it was going to be more of a... In the DLC thing, it's the DLC Season Pass, it says it's going to be a more driven story experience. It says it was going to be more story content anyway.
Well, it does add more to the story, but...
It really doesn't,
it adds more to the lore of the story, because it technically tells you more about what happened in the past.
I was watching a stream of it the night, and I was watching the Game Explain guys talk about it, and I just kind of have to agree, just what I've watched and what I've seen and what I've played of Breath of the Wild. It's I can see some of the criticism for Breath of the Wild, for sure. So...
Let's look at this like this then. Why do you think it won Game of the Year over Mario, let's just use Mario and Horizon, for instance. Let's not even bring Persona into the conversation.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's kind of unfair in that aspect, just because those three games are kind of more alike than Persona and PUBG. Like, those are the two outcasts.
Outliers for sure. Yeah, I agree. Like, those three games are probably pretty similar in the sense of open world scope and exploring.
But from what I've heard, Mario has a great story to it.
Yeah.
And Mario's a fun game. And I see people like talking about Mario all the time and still playing Mario and the replayability of it. I don't hear that from Zelda fans. I don't hear that about Breath of the Wild. I don't hear people saying, hey, yeah, I beat it. I've walked around and collected all these seeds. Have you jumped back into it afterwards? It's like, you're really waiting for the DLC? It's like, if the game's that good and that good at being an open world game, you immerse yourself in it. Like, I don't know how long I played Skyrim when it first came out.
You and everybody else.
Like, I mean, I walked around. My first 10 hours in Horizon, I didn't do any story missions besides what you had to actually do
to be fair, Chad,
out of the first
you
part.
don't have a Switch yet and you haven't played it.
Oh, no, I haven't. You're right. And
but do you think it's overhyped then?
I do. I really do think it is, because even you have done it. You've overhyped it yourself, and you've only played it for 5 hours.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, and I think some of the criticism's fair, and to be honest, I think the weakest part and my most favorite part about video games in general is their story, and I think Zelda Breath of the Wild has one of the weaker ones out of those 5, especially
with the
not
Zelda
PUBG.
game,
We'll throw PUBG in.
Especially with the Zelda game.
PUBG has no story, so
like when you think Zelda, you think of the stories in each game. Like, each game is its own thing.
Yeah,
and I haven't heard anything about the story for this game. And that's weird for a Zelda title.
It's very weird. I see it, and it's fair. But I do think it does deserve. It was just a special game this year.
I will say this. Even though I'm ripping the story and the game for what I believe it is, from what I've seen of the actual gameplay itself, the game looks fantastic. The graphics look great.
Yeah.
Like, I love the durability to the weapon thing. Like, I do think that adds like a nice little
Yeah, a lot of people hate that.
But I think it adds like a nice little touch to the game, to where like the fights, even though your weapons are breaking all the time, maybe it's a cool thing that you're picking up a new weapon and trying something new out. Maybe that was the point to it. Maybe they wanted you to
I agree.
Feel that.
I feel like that's the thing, because if you're going to have a game with a bunch of weapons that you're never going to use, I think it is smart. I think it is smart to have that.
And it kind of, to me, in my eyes, it looks like a more primitive Zelda game. So
that's kind of a fair assumption, because the setting is very primitive.
That's what
it's
I mean.
100 years in the back.
So
it's before everything, I think.
So truthfully, like, they're trying to, fabricate a story.
Yeah, like,
and I don't think they could, because I think they were too focused on it, trying to polish all the open world aspects of it, which I've heard nothing but great things about.
It's a game you definitely can get lost.
Lackluster story, bro, and
we already know what my game was. I'm not gonna take any. I'm like, because it didn't win Game of the Year, I'm still gonna enjoy Persona 5 how I always enjoyed it. Like, I'm always gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna love replaying that game. To this day, I still play the 2008 PS2 Persona 4. I still play it every year. I still play it, even though I have 400 hours in the game. I know every detail to that story to a T. I still play. I still enjoy that game. And Zelda, it's a special thing for people's hearts, and it is for me. And I hope I do get back into it sometime.
Do you think this game's gonna stick in your mind like Wind Waker does, or even Link? Like, for me, I think A Link to the Past is the best Zelda game I've ever played. Nothing's ever gonna surpass A Link to the Past for me.
A lot of people are gonna freak out when I say this, but I really didn't care for Wind Waker that much.
A lot of people don't. It's not everybody's cup of tea because of the
art style.
The art style.
And that was kind of my thing too. Because
but as far as story goes,
it's probably one of the best ever. Like, the ending is probably one of the best ever. But personally, my favorite of all time, and it always will be, it's a special game to my heart. And do I have it in my console? I probably have it in 64.
Oh, Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask is my favorite of all time, and always will be. And that game, when it first came out, was very hard, not easy, difficult, dark, depressing.
I kind of thought that way about Twilight Princess too.
Same
thought Twilight
thing, too.
Princess was really hard.
Those,
for what it
honestly,
was.
those are my two favorites because they're the most darkest stories. They're very dark. Not a lot of happiness. Not a lot of hope. You know, and a lot of people didn't like Majora's Mask because of the time and the pressure and the... But I love that. I loved how that game didn't hold your hand, didn't baby you. You had to learn, and you had to get better. All right, you know...
That's my favorite thing about Link to the Past. You don't know anything going into that game.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's simple. You mash a few buttons and your attacks are there, blah, 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 blah. But as far as traveling the map and figuring out the story and trying to figure out what you got to do first, where the Master Sword is located, how you got to unlock the Master Sword, how you got to upgrade the Master Sword, it took me like 4 playthroughs to figure out how to get the Master Sword to turn red.
Like, yeah. And that game, I can see why that game, you know, has a special place in their hearts. For me, the first one I ever played was Ocarina of Time right here. My buddy Richie, who you'll eventually see on the podcast, he got me into Zelda. And I was in 5th grade, and I rented Ocarina of Time from Blockbuster, and that got me into Legend of Zelda. And I think I resonate with Majora's Mask so much because it was like my first like legit OG.
It was your first
OG
personal experience with
it. It was my first like OG Zelda that I got onto my own. Like I got someone, you know, I got this for like my birthday one year, my 5th grade birthday. I got Ocarina of Time, loved it, played, you know, beat it. That's how I got the taste of Zelda. But Majora's Mask was my favorite experience. And I remember talking to a lot of my friends that didn't like it, you know, because it was so hard and it was difficult. But that's what I personally loved about
Well, let me
Majora's
ask you,
Mask.
And we're really off topic.
We are kind of all over the place right now. We do apologize.
As far as replayability goes, Zelda's never been one of those games to me that like people go back to all the time.
You always just restart it. Usually.
A Link to the Past is one of those games I've played multiple times.
Yeah.
I could probably play it once a year and not get bored with it.
I've beaten Majora's Mask like 50 times. I've beaten, you know, Ocarina of Time like 90 times. Like those games are special. Twilight Princess is special. All the Zelda games are special.
Yeah,
like,
they are. Of course.
Like they're all fantastic.
Timeless classics.
You know, they all are, and each person has their own favorite. And I understand. I understand your criticism, and I'm kind of with you.
That's why I was expressing it, because even though it won Game of the Year, like I don't hear everyone hyping it up as much as.
But then again,
it's as much as Odyssey or Persona or even Horizon.
But to me, like again, like this will never like because Zelda won Game of the Year. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, shelf Persona. Like I love my games.
No, we gotta start replaying that.
You know, I'm gonna replay it in January. Like that's what I'm gonna start. New year, new playthrough, and I understand. Like you guys have been really lenient and easy on me when it comes to Zelda, and I appreciate that. But I do want to get back to it. I do want to play.
He's never gonna finish it.
But
he's never gonna finish it. I couldn't get the dude to finish Evil Within when he was playing nothing. And Evil Within's only like 20 hours long.
But to be honest, I'm really shocked how well I'm enjoying Xenoblade as much as I am, and I'm really loving that game a lot.
Let's move on.
But let's go back on topic.
Let's move on to your most interesting
subject
you have for the VGAs.
Personally, like in general, did you feel like Microsoft was missing at all? Like their big thing was PUBG, Cuphead, for sure.
To an extent, yes. However, look at Microsoft's year, and now you know why Microsoft wasn't really prominent at the VGAs. Like that's its problem. That will be its problem until they decide to fix it, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
The thing is, though, like, you know, a lot of Microsoft fans, you know, were harping on the PlayStation experience, but seriously, what has Microsoft really done for you guys? Like, it really has done nothing. There's no
got PUBG
greatest
exclusively for a couple months. Congratulations.
like, and it doesn't even run right. It doesn't even play.
It doesn't
well.
run right on PC, so I don't know why. People
Yeah,
are
it's
still
still
talking about
beta.
it.
Like I don't understand it. Like it's still very much from being finished.
Oh, it's not beta, bro. It's a game. You can buy it.
Yeah, true, but
It's technically no longer a beta, which is the problem with the game in itself.
it still needs to be a beta. Is what you're saying.
Well,
But-
you know what? We're gonna have a PUBG Fortnite specific episode during anime time.
A very odd place for it.
After
But-
anime time, it's the same day.
But like with Microsoft, I just like the Xbox One X did it pretty decent its first week and everything, but they don't have a definitive like we're talking.
It's not about really exclusives and having exclusivity for games, but when you release a console, you should have a game releasing with your console, and for that game to be a game that had already been released for the Xbox in Cuphead, like I just don't think it had enough. There wasn't enough momentum behind the console to sell it to people who didn't need it or didn't want it. And I think that was, like, it's not a problem because plenty of people bought it,
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's still
Plenty
doing
of people
well.
are enjoying it. From what I understand, it plays games great. It looks fantastic. Congratulations. I just don't see the need to spend $500 on a console than when I already have my PS4.
Yeah.
And I can play literally every game I want to play. I
On
don't
the
care about
PS4.
Cuphead.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about PUBG. Like, so why would I get an Xbox? Why would
Yeah.
I spend the $500 to buy a system that's going to be obsolete anyways in a year?
This is the thing, though. I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum. I think you need to have a dominant exclusive. I think you need to have exclusives
it
on
helps,
your console.
but it doesn't necessarily hurt or make or break your
But
console.
if you go in the line of history, I disagree. If you go in the line of history, and you almost every console has that one defining game to set it off. And we're talking next gen already. Like, we're talking PS5 and talking, like, whatever the next Xbox is supposed to be.
So
And,
what was that game for the Xbox One?
and that's what I'm saying. What would that game be for the Xbox One? Like, what? There's nothing.
No, I'm not even talking about the X. I'm talking about the One.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Like, the one. Like, there's.
The one that's been out for God knows how long.
Well, yeah, it's the same console, though. But, whatever.
No, the X is not the same console.
Yeah, it is.
No.
The Xbox One X and the Xbox One are the same thing. Except one's 4K. And more powerful.
Yeah, so it's a brand new console. It's not. It's they've even touted it themselves, bro. This is not an upgrade to the One. This is the new console.
But that's what it really is, though. It is an upgrade
You
to
can call it whatever it
Yeah,
wants.
like,
It's a $500 new console
True in the
that
terms
plays
of
games
sales.
better than the old console.
Yeah, but it plays the same games, though. It doesn't play
Yeah, but
anything
that's-
different.
Okay, so let's take it.
That's not a new
let's
console
take
to
it
me.
back a step. So when your PS4 Slim came out or your PS4 Pro, was that a new console?
I would say it's a new iteration of the console, but it's not a new technical console for me. Because if it plays the same stuff, it's not
To
like...
me, the PS4 Pro is less of its own standalone console than the One X.
Yeah,
is.
the One X is definitely far powerful, but power, I don't give a shit about that. Like, if you don't have anything to play...
Bro, if you had the money and you had the means to care about that shit,
Yeah.
you would, though. That's who they aim that market to, and that's why it was sold as it is. And that's why it also came out with nothing. But the one
For
thing
me-
I think Xbox has going for it is the backwards compatibility stuff that
I think that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
That may be what's saving
But again, I don't...
the console itself.
I don't
I don't know.
honestly-
I don't have one.
Every time I go on my Xbox One, I don't see anybody play backwards compatible stuff. I don't see anything of that nature.
Well, you're not. I don't think a lot of people are going to be hopping into like multiplayer games and playing that.
Well, no,
because
you can see what people are playing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But you can see people play like Fable 1 or something. But I don't ever see that. I don't see any of that. And
a lot of those games
like-
are really old, bro.
and to me, no. And honestly, seriously, I do not care about
I don't
power
care
in
about
consoles.
A lot of the old games, period, either.
Like I don't like care about power in consoles. I don't like, I don't care if my PS4 is so significantly weaker than a PC. Like, I just care about video games. And so that's what Sony brings me. It brings me Persona, Horizon, Uncharted. I'm going to have God of War, Detroit Become Human, Spider-Man, Shadow of the Colossus again. Medieval 4K, I guess. But I'm excited to play Medieval again. Remastered. Like, it's amazing experience. And if we just ended this generation now, PS4 would have Horizon as its, like, glory game. Switch would have Zelda. And then Xbox One would have, what, maybe Cuphead? Maybe Gears 4, maybe? I did enjoy Gears 4 a lot.
You're like one of the very few people that did.
Yeah, like I did like that, but I didn't like Halo 5. Like Halo 5's not what Halo's not what it's used to be.
Halo hasn't been Halo since Halo 3.
I agree.
So.
It's been missing something. It's missing good story. Really,
Halo's never coming back.
Yeah, well, they're gonna keep pushing it down that rabbit hole. Though.
Yeah,
They're gonna keep going.
It's no longer the Bungie game that it once was. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Bungie's gone from it for sure.
So,
and you could tell sorely when they left. It was different. It was very different.
I mean, that's the system.
And I
don't even want to talk about it anymore because
but like I'm not trying
it
to
aggravates me. Truthfully.
I'm not trying to start no flame wars or fanboyisms or stuff like that. I just want to be honest.
No, because we're just as aggravated about it as everybody else may be.
And I just
we want it to be good. We want it to do better. I want a reason to buy the console.
Yeah, like I have an Xbox One. I bought it day one. I traded it in for the Halo 5 console, and Halo 5 was such a big disappointment to me. Like it was bad. And I think we missed it. I think Phil Spencer gets it. He understands video games. He wants video games to do good. But the people above him in Microsoft do not care.
It's just Microsoft as a whole. Because it's just they're not committed. I don't believe that as a company that they're committed to consoles.
I agree.
Because they're a PC company, they can never just put all their eggs in one basket. They have to be separated.
Yeah.
And
another thing to me, like if you can play it on PC, it's not really exclusive to me.
No, there's a difference. Being exclusive and being console exclusive is different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different. Like, you can't play Horizon on PC. You can't play Persona 5 on PC. You can't play...
I thought you could now.
Horizon?
I thought you could play Persona on PC now.
No.
I thought they did something. My bad.
You're thinking Tales. The Tales games can be played on PC. But no, that's exclusive to the console. Uncharted, exclusive to the console. But... Gears you can play on like the PC. And I think that's great for PC gamers, but this is the question to me though. If you really have an awesome PC that can run games like that,
if you have an awesome PC, you're buying games for the PC. You're not buying games for anything else.
Yeah, why would you buy it?
You're more likely to don't even own a console if you have a PC that can run games.
That's the question to me though. Like they want to sell that to you guys, and it's like what? Why would you buy an Xbox One X if you have a great PC? That's always the question that I have out there. And again. I'm not trying to rip people's heads off or anything like that. I just want to be honest with the situation. And because, I got a lot of friends that are Xbox fanboys, and I get it. But you're lying to yourself if you're thinking Microsoft's doing you favors, and you want to bash on PSX and say PSX was a piece of shit and stuff like that. But what have they really done for y'all? They haven't given you really any experience.
Do they do their own conference like a PSX?
No, they don't do any of that. They don't. Like, there's been rumors about that, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
It's too much money.
And for a company that has billions, it's too much money for them. But
I think the fact that Sony struggles in so many other areas besides game consoles.
That's the only thing that's doing good in this game consoles.
It literally supports it to the max. As much as it can.
That's a very good point.
Microsoft doesn't have to do that.
You're absolutely right. That's a very good point. But you can tell, like, with all the mistakes from the PS3.
Yeah, but it's a passion thing,
Yeah. Well, they fixed all the mistakes from PS3 to PS4, where 360 was a fantastic console. Besides the early editions that overheated. Xbox. Like, the 360 was a great, ingenious console, and it's like, how many steps backwards did you take on Xbox One? You took a lot. You took many.
It's supposed to be the all-in-one purpose entertainment center.
And you took so many steps backwards to the point where, like, people will add me as a friend on Xbox One, and they'll be like, hey, dude, why, like, I saw you on. Why didn't you invite me? I'm like, dude, I don't see you on my friends list. It's like, you have to re-add them. Like, if they add you, you have to add them too as your friend. And I'm like, you never had to do that in 360, and I found that confusing. Confusing to me. That's just too many steps backwards. All right. Anything else you want to talk about VGAs before we go to PlayStation next?
Not at all. Congratulations to everybody that won an award.
Congratulations.
These are great years for games.
And also, congratulations to video games and gamers. We had a fantastic year of video games in general. It was amazing. We're going to quickly talk about PlayStation Experience and then end it because we're already at 50 minutes.
Yeah. we shot off about some nonsense in the middle.
We do apologize, but that's how the podcast can be sometimes. We just want to enjoy.
We do like to get off topic on times.
We just want to enjoy.
We had a really passionate talk just now about Zelda, which was kind of surprising, but at the same time, me not playing it and just me having my own opinions about it, I just don't see it as an old school Zelda game. That's my opinion.
You heard what we think. Well, tell us down below. What was your game of the year? What games did you want to play from the VGAs that you're that opened your eyes a little bit? Tell us down below what you were excited for and what you want to play. I can understand if you disagree with us, but just simmer down.
Disagree all you want.
Don't kill us in the keyboard there. Just simmer down, but just.
You can technically bash Levi for a couple things today. He is wearing a lion shirt too.
I always wear my stuff, bro. I always rep my stuff.
Just rubbing it in your face.
All right, so
moving on to PSX.
PlayStation Experience. Chad told me this from the get-go that it was going to be a low-key event, and I was like, "Screw you, guy! Man, no, whatever. It's not."
But a lot of people were like that. A lot of people were like,
they expected announcements and stuff.
Sony came out and announced it. Whether it was actually Sony or Sean Layden, I have no idea. But they came out and said, "Look, PSX is going to be toned down a little bit. We're going to save all our bombs for E3. You're not going to see certain things. We may tease you a little bit, but that's about it." And you know what? For people complaining about what they did, fine, it's not a big deal. I wasn't a big fan of how they went from conversation to trailer and back to conversation and back to trailer. It kind of threw it, you're getting people hyped and then bring them back down. You're getting people hyped and then bring them back down.
Yeah, they kind of did that. They kind of played with that a little.
And it wasn't, I didn't mind it because I wasn't there, but I'm sure people who are there, who actually paid money to go see this event, were a little bit disappointed because they're more there for the thrill and we want to see the bombs drop.
And the last two PlayStation Experience were outstanding. And they were amazing.
The big opening for it too. They know how to put on a show.
They do, yeah.
And if you watch PSX, if you watch the opening to it, it's hard. It was hard not to get into the show from that opening.
Yeah, yeah.
It just kind of pulled you in. You're like, I'm ready. Let's go. Give me DMC5. Give me everything. Just drop it on me right now.
They still, personally for me, they still had a lot of big announcements for me.
We're actually about to talk about some really, I think, are really cool games. But
yeah, we'll get into that in a second. I don't think this was the worst experience ever. No. I think
it may have been for
some people. Yeah, for some people
who were there. If you paid to go to the experience yourself,
but the
actual press conference, the actual meeting, the beginning of the
maybe, but the rest of the show you would have loved because you're playing all the games and everything.
It's a trade show for the rest of the show.
But the thing about PlayStation Experience, like Chad said, they were just gonna keep it low key. You can't always have white whales at all your conferences. Every conference can't be bomb all the time. And I know some of you are like, why can't they? Games take time. Yeah. You gotta market games.
You can't have too many expectations out at one time. We already have
way too many already.
Way too many for next year.
We have way too many, and you got to market stuff. And Paris Games Week, that's why we got all the bombs there. Because that was supposed to be big.
Yeah, there were a lot more than I thought we were going to get. The Ghost thing surprised more people than surprised everyone more than it probably would have.
Yeah, but I think that game's going to be good.
Just because you think that would be a PSX announcement.
Yes, you do. And like you said, that kind of set the tone for the low keyness of this. And I honestly I enjoyed it.
Or the fact that they did Soul Calibur they announced Soul Calibur at VGAs instead of PSX.
Yeah.
Like, that's also another, like, you know, okay,
They did.
Maybe PSX isn't going to be that crazy this year.
They did show a better trailer at,
They
at
showed
PlayStation Experience. And we'll talk about that in a second, because I do want to talk about Soul Cal 6.
But it got announced away from PSX, you know?
Yeah. And a lot of people, because of that From Software announcement, expected it, like me, I expected it to be at PSX, and they kept it a little, you know, they like you said, they zipped their lips a little bit, and I think that's smart. I think keep people thinking about it.
It's From Software. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. I don't think it's too low-key. I like the more intimate experience. I don't think it was the best show ever. Of course not. No. Like, as a fan, I'm the same.
You're watching that from home. It was pretty boring, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, like, you wanted more.
Sitting there watching conversation. Though,
to me, I was really intrigued with the Detroit
playthrough. The playthrough was cool. I thought that was interesting. I don't think that was the best way to represent it, to have people just shouting at him.
Yeah, they did the very Until Dawn thing. But I liked that. I liked that Dream. This was the best case scenario.
Great.
To showcase Dreams and show what that game's about. Show some God of War again. And then
have Corey actually talk about God of War a little bit too.
And then have Hideo Kojima talk about what Death Stranding is. And
I'm
excited.
Dude,
I'm very excited about that.
I actually completely forgot that happened.
Well, I
had to go back and rewatch it.
Well, you know what really intrigues me about Death Stranding? A lot of people are trying to break that trailer down. Chad wants me to break the trailer down. This is what Hideo Kojima said about this game himself, is that this game is about something I really love in my Persona games. Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5. This game is all about connections. You know, Death Stranding, everything's going to have a connection to it. It's all about connections, and I like that. It's so intriguing to me. Such a simplistic word.
I was gonna say it's almost too simplistic, because his connections and the connections you're trying to like.
It's gonna be way more of
Persona. Like, they're way different.
It's gonna be way different. For sure.
They're not connections between people. They're gonna be connections between other things.
These Death Strand, the Death Stranding.
That's what it's called.
The strands
are.
The Death Strand. Like, that's the connect. But I just like that word, and I liked how he meant, and I think that opens people's eyes a little bit to the game, a little bit, somewhat.
If your eyes weren't open to begin with, you're.
Well, Chad, you were like, what the hell's going on?
Well, I don't know what the hell's going on, but that doesn't mean my eyes aren't open.
Yeah, I'm excited for that game.
Anytime that trailer or that music or anything pops up from that dude, your eyes are open.
What were some of the best games you've seen at PlayStation, or what you watched, or anything that you wanted to talk about?
What was it called? I gotta look it up real quick.
It's the paintbrush one you're talking about?
No, it's not. I'm excited about Concrete Genie, but
yeah, that looks pretty cool.
It's not something we need to talk about, because it was more. It's been discussed already.
While you're looking that up, I'll talk about SoCal 6 a little bit. And they gave they had an interview, and they had a better trailer for it, instead of the very quick trailer at VGAs. It is think of it like Mortal Kombat 9. It's very much a semi-reboot. They are going all the way back in time, because they're like, why does Mitsurugi look so young and stuff? Like, they're going back in time. Like, if you watch
they don't. I don't think it's going to be a reboot. They're saying it's just supposed to take place around the original game.
Well, no, it is. They talk, like, I watched the interview and everything.
It's actually a reboot.
Sort of, like think Mortal Kombat 9. Remember when they went like back in time in Mortal Kombat 9 and changed things up? I don't know if you ever played Mortal Kombat 9. Mortal Kombat 9 was fantastic, and then 10 took it to a whole new level. If you watch the trailer again, you see 2, 3, 4, 5, all flashed in Sophia's mind. So she's seeing the future, but it's coming back to her. So they're gonna change some things up a little bit in SoCal, but it's still gonna be. They're gonna have new characters. There's gonna be some newer stuff, but you're gonna see a lot of the original cast return, which I'm okay with. I have
nothing wrong with that.
I'm excited for guest characters. I think there's going to be multiple guest characters. I don't think it's just going to be one this time. I think there's going to be a Bloodborne hunter, or maybe a monster hunter. Maybe. Maybe Aloy.
You're getting a monster hunter in a game already, aren't you?
She's actually in the Capcom versus.
Yeah, so you're not getting that in Soul Calibur though.
Probably not. You're probably. But I think Bloodborne hunter fits.
Actually.
Blood Hunter.
Think about what you were just saying. That Capcom and
yeah, it's not exclusive. You're right. Valid point. Bloodborne Hunter would fit though. He would fit perfectly. I don't know what they would do for Xbox. Maybe Killer Instinct. Maybe some Killer Instinct characters would be in there.
I would just like a Killer Instinct remake.
I think each console will have an exclusive character, and each console will have a shared character. I think there will be a couple. I think Tekken 7 Season Pass opened everybody's eyes a little bit because that's all guest characters. They even said it was going to be all guest characters, but with Noct being thrown in there, it's like now anybody can be.
Still
in
doesn't really fit.
No, because you think he fits more in
Soul Calibur.
Like, and it's awesome though.
Somewhat.
I like it a lot. But I'm very excited for Soul Cal 6. Tell me what your roster prediction down below. Like, who do you want to see come back? Who do you want to see missing? How big do you think it's going to be? I'm very excited for Soul Cal 6. But go on. Did you find the game you wanted to talk about?
Witchfire.
Oh, that first person horror?
Made by the astronauts, the people who made the Ethan Drake game or was it Ethan Drake, something like that, and Bulletstorm and Painkiller. It kind of starts.
It looks
you
like
off,
Bulletstorm.
Yeah, it kind of starts you off when they throw you in the woods, and it looks a little more,
Ethan Drake,
like spiritual and psychological horror and stuff like that. And you're like walking up to this tree, and you go through a portal, and then you're in like this cathedral area that looked pretty beat up, and then you're walking up to this thing that's kind of like breathing, and the sky starts turning darker, and that's when you get the Bulletstorm Painkiller like thing, and then the gun whips out in your hand. Like it looks like a lot of fun.
There's not a lot of very mini first person shooter horror games, and this looks great. It looks fantastic. Early on. It looks great.
Think about that. Think if you get some like a mix between Bulletstorm and
horror.
Yeah,
it's great.
And
it's
the
fantastic.
mystery, and the mystery too from
Ethan.
Yeah,
like I like that a lot.
That's a good combination in a game, and the game itself looks like a lot of fun.
It looks very fun. Like that trailer looked really interesting. The one I want to talk about, I watched a lot of extensive gameplay from PlayStation Experience and it was The Forest.
Yeah, tell me about this.
Simple name, but the game starts out, you're on a plane with your son, and then the plane crashes, and your son is kidnapped. And you somehow survive this plane crash. You walk out into...
Sounds a little crazy.
You walk out into the forest. That's just to give you going. Just to get you going. And then the forest itself is full with monsters and demons, but it's very Minecraft-esque. You gotta build forts. You gotta grab wood. You gotta make campfires. You gotta eat.
So
it's like Minecraft with horror. Like legit horror. Like this is not like pixelated stuff. It's not, creepers or stuff, but it's like messed up things because you want to go down into these caverns and get good loot. It's really amazing. They talked about how they were inspired by Minecraft, how they've been working on this game for 3+ years. They have some beta forms on PC, so you can play it right now on PC. I highly recommend go trying that out. I'm a big fan of horror games in general, and this seems like the so grotesque, these abominations they made in this game, and I like it. I like it a lot. I love the premise too, that you're trying to go find your kid, but you're trying to survive this forest at the same time. But I like how it doesn't hold your hand either. That you have to build. You have to learn to build things. You got to get better at it. You can upgrade stuff. It has a crafting. The crafting part of it is amazing. I highly check it out. You could probably go on PlayStation's YouTube channel. They might have some gameplay of it there. If not, just type it in. Forest walkthrough from PlayStation Experience, and it was amazing. I sat there the whole time, listened to the whole interview. Absolutely adored that game. Forest, looking forward to it.
I didn't see anything about this game either, but it's a game called Last Soul Aside.
Interesting.
It's supposed to be an RPG, older looking style game from what I got from it.
Like classic RPG?
I have to do
Final Fantasy 1?
I have to do a little more looking into it. I only saw one person talk, like, real briefly, touch on it. But he made it sound real interesting. As far as that, like, I can't really think of too many newer games that they talked about.
Well, we're obviously hyped for all the big stuff
Yeah.
already. Like I'm ready hyped for God of War, Detroit.
Yeah,
You know,
Spider-Man,
Dreams,
everything like
Spider-Man, like you know, like Medieval coming back in remastered form, like Crash did. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
World. We do have a little bit of sad news that Ni no Kuni got pushed back a couple months, but
To March, yeah. Which is good. So did Far Cry. God,
Kind of
March sucks
expected.
again. Man, March sucks again. There's so many great games in March. Like March is always like the worst month for video games in the sense of wallet, because you're just broke. But even this January is insane.
this January is gonna suck.
Like there's so many.
You got
great
Dragon Ball
games.
Z Fighters.
Yep.
You got Monster Hunter World.
You know, like there's a couple other games in there too.
I don't even need anything else.
But
those two games alone could get me till E3.
Those are the big parts. I need to go back and watch the panels. You didn't watch any of the panels.
No, I need to go back and watch like the individual panels.
Yeah, I want to watch Last of Us, Uncharted, and Ghost of Tsushima panels personally.
The Ghost panel was supposed to be really good. They supposedly gave away
A lot
some
of details.
gameplay information and everything else, little tidbits.
But
That's the one I'm most excited to go back and watch.
yeah,
For
like
sure.
anything you want to end on?
As far as that goes, I do believe Sony is going to take away everyone's
Criticism?
criticism from this
Oh,
PSX.
for sure.
But they've also been doing this all year. They took in a lot of people's opinions about E3
Yep.
and last year's E3 and everything else. So I think PlayStation's trying to figure out what events, or Sony, excuse me, is trying to figure out what events to hit hard, what events to scale back on a little bit. And I do kind of think that I kind of see PSX becoming more of a family kind of thing.
Yeah.
Instead of it being more open and more of a bang. I think it's more going to be like, no, we're PlayStation. We're going to celebrate PlayStation for this year.
Well,
and that's what I think PSX should be.
Well, I think that's what it is, actually. I think it is a celebration of PlayStation.
Well,
I think
last year they kind of made it more about what was coming out in the future, you know?
Well, yeah, they had a lot of bangs for sure. The thing is, though, I understand the criticism too, but we can't. Every trade show can't be amazing.
It won't.
Not every show is going to be amazing.
But trying to figure out which ones should be and which ones shouldn't be.
The thing is, I kind of like how they're playing roulette with it a little bit because we don't know.
You got to mix it up.
We don't know which is going to be the big show. I agree with you.
E3 is the big show.
You think E3?
E3 is the big show. That's where all the big money makers are. That's where all the people who are going to buy your shit.
But it's really a press show, though.
Yeah, but that's still the biggest show.
It is.
By far.
It's electronic trade center.
It gets the most.
Views, hype, yeah.
Views, whatever.
So I expect a lot of
people know E3.
Yeah,
Not many people know about TGS or Paris Games Week.
Yeah.
Like,
especially Paris Games Week.
Yeah, Paris Games Week is relatively small.
It's very quiet.
As big of an event as it is.
Usually pretty quiet, Paris Games Week.
And
Tokyo Game Show?
TGS is really small for how big TGS is.
I always get hyped for TGS.
Oh, yeah, because you never know what the hell Japan's going to whip
They have
out.
some cool stuff in TGS all the time.
Well, it's a lot of stuff we don't get, too.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff I would love to go see eventually one day. Go to Tokyo Game Show. We're probably going to have one more podcast before the year ends. And Night Phase had a really great idea. He wanted to talk about end of the year, like what in 2017, like what movies, what video games, what.
Maybe we should have like our own little award show.
Yeah, like I want to bring Chad on. I want to have Night Phase on. We're gonna talk about our end of the year, what our favorite games were, what our favorite movies were, what do we expect for 2018. Because I think, again, 2018 for Sony is going to be fantastic. Like, it's going to be...
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
It's going to be... Like, they're starting out
You're not
hot.
slowing down.
They're starting out hot like they did in 2017.
Monster Hunter coming out in a couple weeks, bro.
And I want to... I'm wishing Microsoft is going to bring it a little bit.
Oh,
I think they will.
They'll be fine.
I think they will bring it. Nintendo will have another fantastic year. Sony just announced they sold over 70 million consoles, so that's really good. Golf clap. That's pretty amazing. A lot of people said consoles were dead, but 70 mil is amazing. The Switch is at 10 million sold, and it's not even a year old. It's like 9 months old. That's pretty impressive as well.
Very impressive.
Very impressive. So good
For a
on
handheld
Switch.
console, that's very impressive.
So good on the Switch. Good on Nintendo coming back. You had an amazing year. You had a lot of amazing games. Go play Xenoblade.
There's a lot of companies that are having great years. Epic Games is having a hell of a year.
But
if you're not following Epic Games, you should.
But
the things that they do is amazing.
But in all seriousness, I know we got off topic a little bit, but we really love you guys and we respect you guys. Thank you so much for spending time with us on episode 14 of Golden God and Friends. It's really amazing experience. We're gonna hit close to 7,000, and I never thought we would actually do that.
It's all because of my cats, bro.
It's all because of the cats. But I really appreciate every.
If you want to see the cats again, you gotta yell at Levi because he's gotta come to my house.
I really want to personally thank everybody that's been on the podcast. Every single person that has been on and gave up a little bit of their time to be on here.
Well, shout him out. Shout him out.
Shout him out. I am. Hold on.
You don't have to shout me out. I'm here.
But I do want to thank Chad. He's always been on. Mello, Six, Dan the Man, Kelvin, Allie. I don't want to miss anything. Kleinbauer, Chuck, DJ, everybody that's been on the channel. And don't forget, I didn't forget about you, Caleb or Josh or anybody.
All the people who yell at him in the background. Yeah.
Everybody that wants
y'all
to be
help
on,
too. Y'all all get shout outs.
Yeah. Everyone that texts me and that message me on here, I want to thank all you guys as well. I really appreciate every single one of you helping Golden God and Friends succeed, and hopefully 2018 will be a better year for Golden God and Friends.
Right.
We're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit because it's not the end of the year special.
Yeah, it's pretty much the end of the year.
But
you're gonna get one more anime time, one more podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 podcasts because, like I said, I'm.
Yeah. But we want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much.
You're too soon, bro.
It's next week.
Next Monday. You're not gonna do anything next week?
Maybe
not in this upcoming Monday, like 2 days from now.
Well, we might do anime time. We'll probably do anime time.
Why won't we? We're going to do the pod. We just talked about it during the podcast.
I don't know. As a Golden
God,
anime
time, and
as a Golden God, I have the power.
You know what?
Well, you know what? We'll probably give you 2 more podcasts then. We'll probably give you some anime time. We'll give you the podcast and the end of the year special of what Chad wants to talk about. It's really interesting, so I hope you guys stay tuned for episode 15. Can't believe we did 15 episodes already.
You sure we're on episode 15?
Yeah, the last...
like the NFL week, we're just talking about it. Maybe it's 14. We took a bye week.
Yeah, we several bye weeks, actually. Yeah, but no, I checked the last one we did. The VGA special was 14. All right. This is episode 15 now.
VGA special?
Yeah, where we talked about what we expected for VJ. This is post VJs, man.
Yeah. I forgot about that one. I forgot.
But thank you so much. Thank you again for coming on, Chad. Appreciate you talking an hour and 12 with me here. But thank you guys. We're gonna hit 7,000 too. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what your gaming year was down below. What was your biggest announcements? What you took away from PlayStation Experience?
Come play Fortnite.
Play Fortnite.
Just kidding.
We much respect to all you guys. But Straussman, your fellow of the GG, he's outie. So is Chad. You have a great day, guys.